Hi everyone, Ed DeCosta here, your Catalyst coach with video blog entry for Wednesday, September the 7th, 2011. Today we're going to talk about a subject common to all businesses. I mean every business, large, small, no matter where it's located, whether you're a product company, a service company, we've all got customers. If you don't have any customers, you're not in business. So the subject really is customer satisfaction. How do you attract? How do you retain? How do you build your business? And it really is all about meeting the expectations, meeting the real needs of your customers. We've all heard the slogans, the customer is king, the customer is always right. Well, the customer really isn't king, and the customer is certainly not always right. How do I know this? Well, I'm a service provider to many people that are my customers, but I am a customer of many, many organizations. And I know that I'm not always right as the customer. But I'll tell you what the customer always is. The customer is always the customer. And if you're not delighting them, they're going to be moving to someone else. Again, regardless of whether you're a product or service provider. So I was recently talking with some other service professionals about a variety of strategies used to assess customer satisfaction. There's a lot of very sophisticated so-called VOC, or voice of the customer, initiatives and tools that you can use. I use a fairly straightforward, simple one, and I thought I would share it. I simply do a customer survey at the end. I have a direct interaction, whether by phone or when I can, depending on geography, face-to-face, either by Skype or physically in the same room, where I ask them a very short series of questions. Number one is basically, would you hire me again? If you knew then, before you hired me, what you know now, after the engagement, would you have hired me again? And again, any answer other than absolutely, very, very positive answers means there's something wrong, something less than ideal. And again, the question isn't so important as the conversation that follows the question and the answer. The other one is, would you recommend me to a friend or a colleague that you perceive has a need that I might be able to fill? Similar to the first question, but it's just a little bit different. But the third question is really about, what would you change if you could? Given all the positive feedback that you've given me, and I very much appreciate it, if you could wave a magic wand, so to speak, and change one thing, what would that one thing be? And I'm not begging for criticism, but what I'm doing here is I'm asking you to help me provide better service for subsequent customers. And oh, by the way, for you, the next time we do business together, if we're fortunate enough to do that. And I'll tell you, it's a very insightful dialogue. Once again, it's the conversation you have with the customer after these questions, and not necessarily their knee-jerk answers. One of my favorite authors, Peter Drucker, you've heard of him, management guru, he wrote in 1954, a long time ago, that the only valid definition of a business is to capture a customer. Well, 40 plus years later, the man is still writing, and he wrote in the Harvard Business Review that the only profit center, the only true profit center in a company is the customer. And I believe that. I believe that very, very much. So my question to you is, who are your customers, and are you meeting their needs? And if you're just barely meeting their needs, is that good enough for you? How might you delight them? The best way I've found is to simply ask them. And if you're going to ask those questions, you better be sure, you better be committed to providing a response. There's the only thing worse than not asking a customer how you did is asking them how you did, and then when they give you some constructive criticism, some feedback, not to do anything about it. I mean, I've had that happen to me. People ask me about what they could have done better. I tell them, and then they don't do it better. I mean, that basically is very disrespectful and doesn't show that they have honored the customer relationship. So, what can you do better? Ask questions, and then by all means, take action so that you are a better service provider. So that's it. Thanks for listening. Ed DeCosta again of the Catalyst Associates, and wherever you find yourself, make it a great day.